All right, time now is 12:41 afternoon on June 30th. So I slept from 4:20 to 12:30. Yes. I woke up at 10 um after a pretty crazy scary dream that I apparently have forgotten. I think I was in this really old school house and I don't know, people were dying and the house is breaking down. Something like that. It was a scary dream. It was a pretty horrifying dream. So, today's gonna be a very interesting day. Because today will be the end of round three. In the previous, rounds, the round ends when I fucking leave. When I hop onto a plane and go back to Hong Kong, the round ends. So round one ends when I went back to Hong Kong over the summer. Round two ends when I went back to Hong Kong over the winter, or went to Japan actually. Round three stops here, and the reason being is that by the end of today, every single storyline would have been over. Um, of course, Film 33 is over. Like 2 weeks ago, it was already done. And then today, the storyline of Leslie will be over because today I will have to face my demons. Tonight at 10:30 p.m., I am watching 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time with Leslie, the girl I'm in love with. Except the awkward situation is that she already broke up with me, but we still have to fucking watch the movie because the film is that important to us. So yeah, it's gonna be very awkward, but also not really. Imagine having emotional damage from Stanley Kubrick and then from Leslie at the same time. Now that is peak cinema right there. So I'm actually low key interested in how the experience will feel like with Leslie right beside me. Um, yeah. I also think that meeting Leslie today, again, I've said this many times, it's the right way to end off the storyline. Of course, the phone call that we had uh, a couple weeks ago on June 20th is basically the end all, the ending phone call. We yell at each other. I cried. She's a bitch. And it's all like, it's the end. She formally, fully rejected me on that day, and it's over. After that, I am actually officially 100% over with her. There have been so many moments where it seems over, but I still hold out hope. Like throughout the shoot, or even after the shoot, when we saw each other, and at the main campus, the editing bay incident, and then I bought the ticket with her. I really held out hope. But and tons of people, Michelle, Bertablo, not tons, just these two, have told me, hey, just get away from her. Just it's over. It's a done deal. But I still held out hope, like an idiot, like a hopeless romantic. Um, but officially after June 20th, it's completely done. Um, and for the last 10 days, I think I tried really, really fucking hard to move on from her. The first 2 days have been really tough, but I think day three, four, five, six, because I keep hanging out with people afterwards, whether it be with Potter or with Thomas or with Tova, um, or the stuff at USC. I think by doing that, it really distracted me from the pain. So now I ended up feeling kind of fine. Also, I sort of shifted my sadness to anger, and now I'm putting all the anger on Professor Cuchillo with the incredibly exciting documentary that Eindhoven are making, and this documentary is going to destroy Cuchillo. So, yeah, that's very exciting. So yeah, Leah Leslie's gonna be gone, and there's so many things I could do with her, but it's okay. Maybe I'll find another person who's more interesting, who's just as beautiful, and maybe this time nicer than her. Yeah, I actually saw her yesterday. I'm gonna tell her that today, like right off the bat. Like, I actually saw her. I actually saw you yesterday. Um, but yeah, hopefully we do end up having a bit of a talk, a bit of a final goodbye. I'm gonna ask her to take care. Originally, I'm thinking of asking her to remember me, and it's gonna be the most dramatic ending of all times. But actually, I'm not gonna say that because it's gonna be awkward, given that I'm coming back to CMD. So I'll ask her to just take care. Yeah, something like that. And not much else. I think I will go to Nijio Market today as well. So John L, when I last met John L, when he gave me back the passport, he said that he may need me to do some ADR, but John L hasn't spoken to me since, so I guess I'm not needed. So today I'm free to go to Nijio Market. I'll film a couple reviews, a couple long reviews, in fact, and I will continue editing Japan videos. I'll send a bunch of emails. I'll do reduced course load. I'll send emails to USC. I'll buy the bike, whatever. The game goes on, baby. The game goes on. And then round 4 will begin tomorrow. So that's that. Exactly tomorrow with my first day on the new USC set. Neither donkey nor horse. And yeah, in fact, the set is already happening now as I'm speaking, but yeah, I have to face my demons today, unfortunately. And it's a good thing I get a full sleep, because for the last 3 days I have to wake up by the alarm. And today I'm gonna get a full sleep, fully recharge myself, so that for the next 3 days I can wake up by the alarm as well. Also sleep earlier. Fuck, 4:20 a.m. Yeah, and I think that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything I have to say. Again, after today, I have like a list on my phone of the things I have to say to Leslie before I really say goodbye to her. Because if there's one thing I hate, I mean, there are many things I hate, but one thing I really hate is I say farewell to a person and I find out that I haven't said everything that I want to say yet. Yeah, it hurts that she's not gonna be with me, but at least I need to tell her a bunch of stuff and ask her a bunch of stuff first. Um, the fact that yesterday Leslie confirmed that she's going, pretty wild, pretty fucking wild. Um, so, yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. I hope I don't relapse and fall into a pit of depression immediately after. And I don't think I will. I think emotionally I've distanced myself from her very, very much in the last few days. And yeah, I think I am capable of acting more mature and acting nice to her. For one last time. For one last fucking time. I will come out on top. And she will too. And hopefully we end off this relationship with kindness. She's gonna leave me, I'm gonna leave her, but at least we respect each other and be nice, and I think that's just the best way to end it off, really. I don't want things to end off nasty. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, just came back from Nijia. This is 62 bucks, real expensive, but you know what? Hey, today is my first date night, so I'm gonna have to spend some money and enjoy a little bit. So, some tomato, cup noodle, cream bun, some pork slices, some pork bits. Whatever this is, I'm curious to try out some fish cakes. Fish balls, but Japanese, I guess. Some chocolate. This tangerine melon jelly, some sandwiches. And for tonight's dinner, $12. Sushi. Yes, yes, yes. I got myself a bit of a cabbage. I got myself 2 cans, Coke and Fanta, pineapple flavored. Got myself some soy sauce. Got myself some kimchi. Oh, and almost forgot, spicy tuna onigiri. I can't find the mayonnaise tuna onigiri. Also, I can't find the tofu age. So disappointed. Since today's a special day, I am eating a little bit more lavishly. Oh. Come on. There we go. God damn it. Okay. Alright, just finished dinner. Holy shit. Yeah, a box of sushi, onigiri, some cabbage fried, some fish balls, but Japanese. Okay, but anyways, I'm gonna leave now. I'm in my street clothes. This is how I'm gonna look like. Pants. My coordinate black pants. Probably my favorite shirt right now. Blue shirt. I'm gonna look like this. And this is it. This is the end. Today's the end. Yeah. Fuck. I mean, again, I will see Leslie again sometime in the future, but this will be the end for a long time, and this will be the only quote-unquote date that I will go to with her, and also probably the only date I will ever have, unless I somehow find another person, which is impossible. Okay, well. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Holy shit, it's happening. It's actually happening. Holy fuck. Calm down. Okay. Oh no, you can go first. Thank you. Fuck.
In this movie, this masterpiece.
But
I didn't find out
So with that,
until
keep
like
your
last
phones
week.
on silent.
Is this soda?
Refrain from talking.
The brain. It's scared.
Well. Alright, so time now is 1:46 a.m. I just came back home, washed my face. So, ladies and gentlemen, Please say it with me. Round 3 has ended. Yeah, so I faced my demons. I have you know, I saw Leslie and watched 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time, and honestly, it is a highlight of the day. Also, not because of how not nothing it feels like. So, I dressed up. I finished my sushi, dressed up, walked over to the landmark Newark Theater, and I was a bit nervous at first. You know, in my attire, I was standing outside of the theater, looking at my phone, contemplating whether I should text her, "Hey, I'm here," or not. So at the end, I texted her, "Hey, I'm here now," and she said, of course, she's there already before I did. She said, "Oh, I'm already in the theater. It's cold outside." I'm like, "Okay." So I got my physical ticket. I went in, and there she is, a little hidden, but there she is, in the flesh, with her dyed hair. She also didn't tie up her hair because she's not at work, so you get the, and it's not purple again, it's still red. You get the 2 streaks of red and the bangs. She looks really cute. And there she is in the flesh, just the person, blood, veins, eyeballs, and nose and mouth, and all that. Really, it's real, it's her. Yes. So I sat beside her, and I kept calm throughout the whole day. You know, I was really, really stable. I was really, really I was really at peace, you know. So I just sat down and I crossed my legs, and I'm like, "Hi," and she's like, "Hi," and it didn't feel that awkward. It is awkward, but not awkward at the same time, if you know what I mean. Like, it's awkward, but it's awkward I can handle, you know? It's awkward I can handle. And it's a little uncomfortable, but it's like naturally uncomfortable. So we said hi to each other. And then she asked me, "How's life?" I guess it's just one of those bullshit questions where if you don't want dead air, just say some bullshit. And I'm like, "Good?" That's like my automatic response. And then I realized, oh yeah, I shouldn't say good because life's not good. So I'm like, "No, nothing." You know, no, he didn't say ask how's life. He said, "How's your day?" I said, "Good." "No, nothing. I mean, I went to the supermarket, you know, buy stuff." And she's like, "Oh, groceries." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I asked her, "How about yours?" And she's like, "You know, I feel like shit and I want to die," until around 4 p.m. when I went to my friend's place to pet her cat. And I'm like, "Okay, good." I saw Tyler's Instagram story, because on Tyler's Instagram story, it's a video of Leslie petting a cat. And she's like, "Oh, cute." And then and then she's like, "Oh no, it's a different cat." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, 2 cats. Okay, good." And then I told her, "Oh, I saw you yesterday." And then around that time, a guy randomly went up stage and was like, "Hey, welcome. Hey, let's watch 2001: Space Odyssey." And it sort of like interrupted us a little bit. But I told Leslie, like, "Oh, yeah, yesterday I saw you at the campus." She's like, "Oh," she wasn't shocked or anything. She's just like, "Oh, what time?" And I'm like, "At around 3:30 p.m. And she's like, "Okay." And she could have asked me, like, why didn't I say hi? But honestly, it's fine that she didn't ask, and I don't think I need to answer that either. There's no point to any of this anyways. And then, I was gonna tell her that apparently Aero Theater is playing 2001: A Space Odyssey as well. And then, before I could tell her that, she already told me that. She's like, "Oh, actually, the Aero Theater is playing 2001: Space Odyssey." She didn't laugh. I should also mimic her voice. Today, throughout the whole day, she's like deadpan. She's like, "Oh, the Aero Theater is playing this too." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I didn't find out until like last week. And then a while later, I said, "Oh, they're playing Apocalypse Now too." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I bought a ticket already. Join us." And I'm like, "Oh, who else is going?" And she's like, "Drew." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course." So yeah, it's gonna be awkward, but honestly, I'm still gonna go. Maybe I won't sit with them. I don't know. Imagine sitting with Drew, and the fact that I'm like at the front lines of anti-Crucio force. But anyways, the RAC, the fucking RAC. Anyways, the movie begins, and we watched the movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it is an amazing movie. It blew my mind, quite definitely. It lived up to expectations, and yeah, I'm so glad I saw it on a big screen. It's very slow paced, and some woman beside me, some white woman beside me, were like making noise, and they were like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And they were like eating popcorn, and it was boring. And then for some reason, for the good first half of the movie, or the first 1/3 of the movie, Leslie would like scratch her hair and her face, and she would constantly like sit back straight, and her phone would like monitor would turn on, would light up constantly because people's texting her, and then and then yeah, and then she would just like be distracted. And she also had a Monster Energy drink, like a pinkish Monster Energy drink with a straw on it. And it was between us. And before the movie starts, she's like, "Oh, by the way, you can drink my Monster Energy drink if you want. Like, if you're sleepy or tired, you can just drink it. I don't mind." And I'm like, "Okay." And I said, "Well, unless this movie is so boring and slow it makes me fall asleep, I don't think I need it." I know she's just not tempting. She's just joking around. She's just playing around. Bro is playing. Okay, like if I actually do like drink it, like her fucking saliva, I think she would be a little shocked, maybe even a bit disgusted. I mean, again, in another universe where I and her are actually together, I wouldn't mind, and I think she wouldn't mind either. But again, I'm not in the mood to like drink her saliva. But yeah, no, I know she's just playing. Anyways, we watched the movie, and then the intermission happened. There was a 5-minute intermission, and she immediately pulled out her phone and started like typing on Google, "Why is 2001: Space Odyssey so important?" She said she doesn't get it, and she went to the bathroom. And again, like every time she talks to me, it's deadpan and like really cold-blooded. So she went to the bathroom, came back, the movie continues, and it's fucking amazing. The second half of the movie is just like suspense, intense, life-affirming, fucking colorful as hell for no reason. It's pretty crazy. And then the movie ends. We stayed until the very, very end, and we're like the last 2 people to leave the theater. And there's nothing romantic about that either. It's just like awkward dead air. So I asked her, "Do you like it?" And she nodded. And then a little bit later, she asked me, "Do you like it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah. She said, "I fucking love it." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm glad she liked it." Honestly, the fact that Leslie is sitting beside me didn't detract me from the experience at all. I feel like it wouldn't really have made a difference. It really wouldn't have made a difference whoever was sitting beside me. I think I was so focused in the movie. And sure, I was thinking about Leslie in the beginning. I was thinking more about how I and Leslie are not together anymore, and how I'm gonna totally overthrow Crucio's ass. But it didn't like give me emotional damage or pain or anything like that. It was like fine, actually. I still ended up enjoying the movie like a lot. And yeah, And I think she did too. I don't know, honestly. So we walked out of the theater, and as we walked out, walked past the seats and walked out of the theater door, I was like, yeah, every single shot, I always ask, like, how did they film it? How did they shoot it? And she's like, yeah, the special effects is really great. And then I said, oh, this and Barry Lyndon are my favorite. And she's like, what? And I'm like, Barry Lyndon. That's another Kubrick film. And she's like, I haven't seen it. And I'm like, oh yeah, Barry Lyndon is also really good, but it's completely opposite. And then yeah, and then we went out the door, and she immediately pulled out her phone and called an Uber, as expected. So she wants to get the fuck out of there and not have a talk with me or anything, because there's no point to. And I agree, there's literally no point to any of that anymore. So I, with the little, about 2 minutes, 1 minute, and I thought it's gonna take like 8 minutes for the Uber to arrive, but no, there's like an Uber like nearby. So I really didn't have any time to really speak to her about anything. So I guess the two questions I want to ask her was, why do you call me homophobic? So it was a little difficult for me to break this mold of awkwardness and ask something more personal out of the blue. But I'm like, you know what, fuck it. So I asked her, I have two questions. Why do you keep calling me homophobic? And she's like, it's just a joke. And I'm like, oh, I thought it's like you thought I'm bi or gay and I'm just too afraid to admit it. And then I asked, and this is very awkward because it's such a deep cut question, and I don't know, it's just such a wrong time to ask it. But again, it's not the wrong time. It's the last fucking time I'm seeing her. So might as well ask it until like round 4, but then by round 4 it wouldn't have mattered anyways. So I asked her, when you said you like me 80%, were you honest? And she's like, yeah. But she said but, and then the Uber arrives, and it's a white car and it's across the road. And she's like, oh, are you kidding me? And I'm like, are you gonna cross the road? And she's like, yeah. So she just walked across the road. There was nothing on the road. It's Santa Monica Boulevard. It's a huge road, but I'm like, here, are you serious? Oh, at some point we had nothing to say. Like before I asked 2 questions, she's like, congratulations on your admission to USC. And I laughed and I said, fuck you. And then I also asked her, so did you eat anything before you came here? And she's like, yeah, I ate ramen. And I asked her, did you Uber here as well? And she's like, oh no, my friend drove me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, of course. And then so we're walking to the Uber car, and she said, okay, enjoy your life. And I'm like, you too. And that crazy tear-jerking monologue that I was gonna give, okay, promise me 2 things. One thing, take care. The other, remember me. I realized that I shouldn't even give that monologue because A, the movie's so fucking good. B, it's so not the right time to give an emotional monologue. C, maybe 5 days ago I could still give the emotional monologue, but now I couldn't do it because I really feel cold about her. I still love her, but it's not the same intense love anymore. It's just blank, void, nothing. Still love, but not really, It's gone sour. It's like milk gone sour. Sour love. I still love her, but I really don't see anything more to her, I still think she's a very interesting person. If I could hug her and give her a kiss and fold her clothes and cook a meal for her, I would, in a heartbeat. But also, now that she's acting like this to me and there's nothing I can do and there's nothing she can do, There's literally no point in any of this. So I didn't give the monologue. So at the end, I'm like, take care, bye. And I watched her go into the Uber and watch her leave. She waved back, and I was putting my hands in my jacket pocket, and I waved back through my pocket. So, yeah, and that's it. And then I walk home. I felt nothing. I walk home, and she immediately sent me a photo of her friend's cat, which is a black cat, and then said, "I'm home safely." I think it's nice that she's sending me a photo of a cat, but I think she said "I'm home safely" is almost like a bit of a fuck you. Like, you don't have to watch me on the Uber and watch me leave. Or maybe it's not a fuck you. I don't know. I don't care either. And I'm glad she said she's honest, that she liked me 80%. And then there's the but. And I guess what she was about to say was, but, I like you less. Or maybe not. Maybe she was going to say, oh, I like you 80%, but not love. Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe she likes me less. Maybe she still likes me 80%. It doesn't fucking matter, because 80% to her is probably like 10% in actuality. I don't know. But, it really doesn't matter. I don't really care about what she was going to say after that sentence. I really don't. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of our relationship. Maybe I'll see her again for Apocalypse Now. But that would be a whole month later, so I think that's plenty of time for me to move on. I think I expressed my concern. Like, I still care about her. I think she definitely picked up the fact that I care, that I asked her if she's eaten anything. I asked her who drove her here. I watched her go off. Maybe I still acted very vulnerable. I don't know. But yeah, I made a list of questions and things I have to say to Leslie today, like for today, but today I didn't even read it at all because it's like out of the window. And then while at the theater, before the movie plays, I pulled out my phone and looked at my WhatsApp just to check those lists again. And then I realized half of the things I wanted to say, I probably won't even say or get the chance to say. But yeah, again, it doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't matter anymore. She's cute, she's hot, she's whatever, she's a bitch. I don't fucking care anymore. I really just don't. She has nothing to say to me, and honestly, after the 2 questions I asked her today and telling her to take care, I have nothing to say to her anymore. Like, it's completely of a done deal. I'm ready to move on, and yeah, I'm definitely ready to move on. Yeah. It's a good ending. I think the fact that, so I said nice after she said, "Oh, I'm home safely." I didn't respond to that, but I responded to the cat picture and I said nice. That's it. So I guess in a sense, while it ended off kind of awkward, I think in a sense it ended off with mutual respect to a degree. I said nice and she sent me a cat pic. That's it. Ends that way. That's the last thing I'll say to her. Nice. Nice. Yeah. So tomorrow will be round 4. So hopefully something interesting happens. Damn, I'm having this issue again where one part of my nose is just really itchy. I forgot to mention that before the movie began, I told her I saw her yesterday, and then she mentioned that yeah, yesterday was a hell day for me, like hell. And I'm like, I laughed and I said, well, every day's a hell day for you. And she's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got her figured out. Fucking, she thinks she deep. She ain't deep. She ain't deep. She ain't as deep as me. Fuck off.